Mr. Nero Wolf.
Who shall I say is calling?
Please, I must see him at once.
Is he expecting you?
No, but it's important. Vitally important.
I'll tell him.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cup of chocolate, Archie? Can't use it, Chief. Makes me burnt. It's excellent. So thick you can float a spoon on it. Can't you see I'm bored, Chief? Bored? With books, music, chocolate? I want to see a movie. How about stepping out with me, Chief? They're showing the case of the tongue-tied parrot at the Uptown. They say it's terrific. How about you, Butch?
Behave yourself.
You know, boss, only you would take a slug-nutty pug and make a butler out of him. Archie, have you ever really looked at yourself? Have you ever honestly sat down and faced yourself? No, why should I face this smug? I'm glad I wear it here where I can't see it. Now, how about that picture? Why should you, who work for America's best private investigator, no false modesty about me, you see, why should you interest yourself in the invented difficulties of a moving picture detective when you know perfectly well in advance that everything will be solved happily in the end? Don't dislocate your spine, Archie. Here you are.
Professor Hibbert.
Professor Hibbert? Oh, my assistant, Archie Goodwin. How are you? Won't you sit down, Professor? Can I offer you something? Chocolate or a cigar?
No, thank you.
Archie, will you please bring my chocolate?
Mr. Wolf, a man was killed yesterday. He was the second. I may be the third or fourth. But you're all into this madman.
Professor Hibbert, you are reasonably safe in this house. Please, sit down and tell us your trouble.
It started years ago when I was a sophomore at Harvard. Myself and 9 fellow students hazed a freshman, a young foreigner who had come over here to study, and who changed his name to Chapin. Paul Chapin.
The novelist, Paul Chapin?
It was a typical college joke, but this time it ended in tragedy. Since that day, Paul Chapin has never walked without the use of 2 canes.
That was a tough break.
For us, as well as for Chapin. We didn't get over it for a long time. Mentally, we were all victims of that injury. But that's beside the point. Chapin was poor. The 10 of us kept him in college and continued to assist him until quite recently. Some months ago, Chapin made his first big success and became financially independent. To celebrate, an old classmate, Judge Harrison, gave Paul a party at his lodge in the mountains. Judge Harrison died during that party.
Judge Harrison was one of the 10 hazers.
Yes. They said he fell over a cliff. I believe he was thrown over by Paul Chapin.
That's gratitude. What was the official verdict?
An accident. There was absolutely no evidence of murder.
None?
There was a letter. Every one of us 9 survivors got one the day after Harrison was buried. A typewritten letter, unsigned. It's sent by Chapin, I know.
Ye who left me but a tortured shell, ye should have killed me. I have counted 1, I shall count all. Ye should have killed me. Doesn't rhyme. And you're afraid that you may be the second.
The third. Eugene Dreyer, the art dealer, was found dead yesterday.
Suicide, I read about that.
Suicide. This morning, the remaining 8 of us got our second warning letter. Paul Chapin is an insane killer with a horrible scheme for revenge. He must be stopped.
Yes, yes, yes.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Wolf. I don't often let go. Please forgive me.
Of course, of course. But what is it you wish me to do?
I'll give you $10,000 to save me.
I see. I can't take your case, Professor. I'm sorry.
But, Mr. Wolf, you can't refuse.
If the police have been unable to find any evidence against Chapin, I can't undertake to hound him into jail just because of your morbid fear.
Then your refusal is final?
Final?
I don't like that word. I may get in touch with you later. With my heirs, more likely. Good evening, gentlemen.